Hey everyone, Pastor George here. Today for our Theolog, and today we're doing the Catechism. And so our question last week was question 10. And sorry, I'm like fiddling with my phone because I'm forgetting how to start a screen recording. All right, there we go. Our question last week was question 10, and the question was, how did God create man? And the answer is, let's see here. I did have a good week to study this, so I should be pretty good. But it's okay. God created man, male and female. Ooh, not make, male and no, come on, not made either. Male, George, and female. Uh, after his own image, in knowledge and oh, knowledge, comma, righteousness. I thought it was knowledge and righteousness, but it's knowledge, righteousness, and dominion, or uh, holiness. It's holiness, and then yes, it's holiness and or not with. It's with holiness with dominion. Oh, over the animals. My spell check is not helping me today. Over the animals. Animals? Over the creatures? Creatures. Okay, sorry. I don't like how it says creatures. The reason I say animals instead of creatures, the reason I'm remembering it that way, is because technically human beings are creatures and we don't have dominion over ourselves, right? Like, that's God. But whatever, I get what it's saying. All right, so that was a huge struggle bus for me. I did not study that basically as well as I should have. I would have failed if that was a test. But anyway, that's all right, because it's just supposed to remind you things. All right, so what are God's works of providence? This is actually one of my favorite ones, so I'll see if I can remember it. God's works of providence are his governing, commanding, it's something like God's works of providence are his is it wise? It's something and powerful preserving. I remember the powerful preserving part of all things. I can't remember it. All right. God's works of providence are his most holy. Okay, yeah, his most holy, wise. More adjectives this week, which is always great, and powerful preserving. It's the way I say it. Messed me up. Preserving, and governing of all his creatures. See, that makes sense. Creatures, right? Because we're a creature. And all their actions. You know, if they're going to be so on point about spelling, they should also be on point about grammar. I didn't use many the punctuation points, but whatever. So this is a really good answer, especially for those of us here. Let me stop the recording. For those, I'll keep it up. For those of us who are Reformed Christians, because we put a lot of emphasis on God's sovereignty, right? And this is all about God's sovereignty. That's like an old word for providence is an older word for sovereignty. It's this idea that God looks after everything, right? That God is in control of everything, and this becomes important because one, it means that God is the only God. Two, it means that to God alone belongs our salvation, right? God is the one who dictates these things. And three, because God dictates these things, we can never lose it, right? God is in control, and so our salvation doesn't depend on us, because if it did, we would lose it. So that's a pretty big deal, right there. Wow, this was a rough week for me. So we'll see how I do next week. Hopefully you guys did it a little bit better. I will see you guys tomorrow for our next Theolog. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Peace out.